Hey Sun and Soulshine Tribe, Julie and Kona here, and today I have a yoga for your hips video. So I would say that when I teach a yoga class and I ask people what is needing some love or attention, the most common answer I hear is that our hips need a little bit of love. So just some food for thought as we get started. Your body it stores tension. Your hips typically store old emotional tension. So we never want to push ourselves to the point of feeling pain. A little bit of discomfort is okay, but never to the point of feeling pain. So on your mat and off of your mat, discomfort is good. That's where growth can happen. But when we experience pain, our body actually will tense up more than it will release. In today's class, the goal is to absolutely release. So let's get started on our backs. With the most care, lay down on your back and just allow your feet to fall open to the sides. Go ahead and take your hands onto your hips here. We're going to start by taking 3 cleansing breaths. So inhale, fill your lungs up. Exhale out an open mouth, sigh. Inhale, fill up. Side out. Again, inhale, fill up. And exhale, side out, release. Closing the mouth, closing the eyes. Feel the breath as it starts to move through the torso, the natural rise, the natural fall. And bringing your hands to your hips just gives them a little bit more attention. Let them know you're showing up for them today. Take a moment here just to see what comes up. Maybe a thought, maybe a lot of thoughts, maybe an emotion, maybe physical tension or pain. Just honor whatever is there without trying to change it or force it to be anything. This practice will be about ease, moving with our breath, moving with whatever is present. Take 2 more really intentional breaths. And then bring your arms out into a T position. Maybe elbows bent, fingertips reaching back. And with a lot of care to your body, bend in one knee at a time. And then heel toe the feet to the edges of your yoga mat and allow the knees to knock in towards one another, releasing any tension from the low back. Maintaining open through your shoulders and your heart. And keeping the arms where they are, keeping the legs where they are, allow both knees to fall over to the left. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, bring the knees to center. As you exhale, allow both to fall to the right. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, knees come to center. Exhale to the left again. Maybe this time your gaze goes over to your right shoulder. And then inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Option for the gaze to go over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. As you exhale, heel toe the feet together. Soles of the feet to touch, knees fall open, coming into reclined butterfly pose. Maybe you take your hands and bring them together to create a diamond shape, creating 3 triangles, so one between your hands, one in your arms, and one in your hips, and take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, feel any tension melt down onto your mat. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the hands on either sides of the knees, bringing the knees together. Hug the legs into the chest. Maybe a gentle rock side to side if that feels good to you. Or maybe you stay and you think about widening out through your side body. Beautiful. Come back through to center. And then inhale, extend both legs up towards the sky, toes flex towards the nose. Maybe legs are straight, or if hamstrings are tight, feel free to put a bend in them, whichever feels best for you. Take a nice deep breath in, reach your arms on either side of your ears. And then as you exhale, hands are gonna plant on the earth. Knees bend, soles of the feet find the mat. Big fingers can touch backs of heels. Take a deep breath, push into the feet, push into your shoulders and lift up into a bridge pose, just a baby bridge here. Beautiful. Another deep breath in. Breath out lowers you down. Inhale, extend your arms overhead. As you exhale, fold the arms down, push into the feet, lift up bridge pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, last time, bridge pose. Maybe this time you walk the shoulders underneath, clasping your fingers together, reaching the fingertips towards the big toes. Squeeze inner thighs together. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. As you inhale, extend your right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, bend in your right knee. Outside of the right foot goes onto the left thigh. Maybe your right hand comes onto the right knee to encourage the knee to work towards the front of your mat. If this is enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, pull the left thigh in towards the chest. Reach around either side of the thigh and pull it in. Both feet are flexed to protect the knees. Right knee is still working towards the front of the mat. Shoulders are soft. Slight tuck of the chin, so just make sure that the chin isn't pointed up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then extend that left leg nice and long on your mat. Allow the right knee just to kind of fall open here. Coming into a variation of tree pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, slowly unwind, pull both knees into the chest. Deep breath in. Open up the knees on either side of the chest, modified happy baby pose. And then as you exhale, pull the knees together. Inhale, your right foot plants onto the mat. As you exhale, left knee opens to the left. Outside edge of the left foot is on the right thigh. Pause here. Feel free to take the hand and encourage the left knee to work forward a bit. If you want a little bit more, you can pull that right thigh up and in towards the chest. So take a deep breath. Check in with the difference between a little bit of resistance and discomfort versus pain. Just assess where you are. And then when you're ready, release the arms, extend the right leg nice and long. Inhale, reach the arms up up overhead, your modified tree pose. And as you exhale, bring the knees back into the chest, nice big hug. Inhale, both legs extend back up towards the sky. Toes back towards the nose, hands on either side of the hips. Nice deep inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Just a little bit of core as you exhale. Arms come either side of the thighs, head, neck, and shoulders lift up off of the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, bend into the knees. As you exhale, straighten the legs and come up for a little bit of a crunch. One more. Inhale, bend into the knees, reach the arms up overhead, and then exhale, straighten and lift. Nice job. Take the hands to the backs of the thighs. Hands bend, knees bend over the hands. Give it a rock and roll 2 to 3 times up to seated. Just massaging along the spine, and then coming into your all fours position. So stacking your shoulders over top of your wrists, your hips are directly over top of your knees. Think about all the space from the base of your spine out the crown of your head. So come back to that breath that starts at the base of your spine as you inhale, goes to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, goes from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Coming into a cat-cow, inhale, drop your belly, open up through your heart, look up. Exhale, push into the hands, push into the knees and the feet as you round the spine, widening through side body. Again, inhale, pull your shoulders back towards your hips and broaden through your collarbone. And then exhale, widening your base, coming into your cat pose. Beautiful. Come back through center. Tucking the toes under. Nice deep breath in. As you're ready, hover in your floating tabletop position. And then pull your belly back towards your thighs. And very slowly and carefully start to straighten the legs. Come into your first downward facing dog of the practice. So fingers are spread nice and wide. Have a look at your hands. Make sure there's a lot of space in between your fingertips. Have a look at your toes and see that your feet are about 2 fist distance apart. Your heels are dropping their way towards the earth, even if they don't quite reach. And your head hangs in between your arms. Nice deep breath in, bend into the right knee, feeling a beautiful stretch along the left leg. Exhale, straighten the right and bend in the left. Inhale, bend in the right, straighten the left, walking your dog. Exhale, bend in the left, straighten the right. Beautiful. Coming back through center in your downward facing dog. As you feel ready, inhale, begin to lift your right leg. So keep the right hip pretty much parallel with your left hip. So you don't want to extend the leg up towards the sky. Hold it steady. As you exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest and then step that foot up in between the hands. So you might need to walk it up there a little bit. And then drop down onto your back left knee and actually unhook your left toes. So pull your shoulders back. Feel yourself starting to sink in here. So feeling that stretch along the front of the left hip. You're welcome to stay here if you'd like to take the hands on the top of the right thigh. Maybe you inhale, you push up a little bit, checking to see you have a straight line between the right knee and ankle. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper into the front of this left hip. Maybe you inhale, reach your arms up on either side of your ears. If you're feeling good here, grab the left wrist with the right hand and arc it on over to the right. Squeeze inner thighs in towards one another to stabilize. And then inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, float the hands down on either side of the right foot. Energize the back left leg. Take a rock back and then step your left foot up to meet your right, forward fold. So deep bend in the knees, not knowing how the hamstrings are feeling. Maybe you grab opposite elbow here. Nice, deep breath in. Deep breath out. When you are ready, inhale, lift yourself halfway, straight line of energy moving through the spine. And exhale to fold. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, reach all the way up into your upward salute. And as you exhale, let's bring it straight back down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Transferring the weight into your left foot, step back with the right this time. Go ahead and drop that right knee down towards the mat, untucking the right toes. Again, pull the shoulders away from the ears and maybe you take your gaze forward. Try to look at one still point as you squeeze your inner thighs together. Maybe you lift up, hands on that left thigh. Inhale, straighten to come out. And then exhale, allow yourself to sink in. Find your stability. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, reach your arms on either side of your ears. Feel free to stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, grab the right wrist with the left hand and arc it over to the left. Feeling how that stretch just moves a little bit deeper into the front of the right hip here. And then inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, hands come on either side of the left foot. Energize the back right toes. This time, right foot steps back to meet the left high plank position. Have a look at your fingers. Spread nice and wide. Shoulders away from the ears. Push up through that upper body. Make sure you're not getting lazy in your hips, so keep it nice and strong. Deep breath in. On your breath out, drop down to your knees. Elbows hug in on either side of the body as you lower all the way down. Untucking the toes. Bring the elbows so they're directly underneath the shoulders. Relax your glutes, coming up into Sphinx pose. Your gaze can be forward or straight down at the mat. If your low back is tight, take your feet to the width of your yoga mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, feel the low back release. And then gently lower your way down. Hands come on either side of the chest, elbows hug in towards one another. As you inhale, find your way into a baby cobra. Elbows are bent, shoulders away from the ears. And then pull back onto the knees, tuck your toes, and lift your hips to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Side out the mouth, release and exhale. Walk the feet to the width of your yoga mat this time. As you inhale, sway the hips over to the left, maybe looking underneath the left armpit here. Feeling a beautiful stretch along your IT band. And then coming through to center, sway the hips over to the right, maybe gazing underneath the right shoulder, beautiful stretch in the right IT band. Coming to center. Inhale to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. And then stepping the feet back, about 2 fist distance apart. When you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg, so try to keep the hips parallel. Imagine that you're placing a footprint on a wall behind you. And then as you exhale, pull that left knee in towards the chest and bring the foot up in between the hands. Nice job. Find the outer edge of the back right foot. Left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Stack the right shoulder over top of the left. And when you're ready, inhale, lift up into your warrior two pose. So shoulders are over top of the hips. Left knee is working out towards the left pinky toe. Massaging the hips open here. We're going to find some fluid movement. So find your solid foundation. Back foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat. Rooting into the feet, maintaining stability through the pelvic floor. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Arms come up overhead. Take your gaze up. As you exhale, sink back into warrior two. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Last one, inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Keeping the legs where they are, bring the arms back out into a T position. Inhale, reach your left arm as far forward as you can, and as you exhale, your left hand talks down, your right arm talks up to come into triangle pose. Gaze can be up at your top fingers or down at the floor or straight ahead, whichever feels best. But I really want you to inhale, think about lengthening out through the right fingertips. You're going to feel a beautiful stretch in your low back when you do. Beautiful. As you exhale, right arm is going to sweep down, coming into a wide-legged fold. So outer edges of the feet are parallel and facing one another. Do whatever feels right with your hands. You can have the hands in line with the feet, elbows bent. Hands can be out in front of you, or they can reach out for the outer edges of the feet. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then go ahead and walk the hands back to the inside of the left leg. Right toe is face forward, coming into lizard pose. So my left arm is touching my left knee here. We're getting nice and deep into the hip in this posture. So if you want more strength, please stay up here. If you want a little bit more surrender, drop down the back knee and come onto the top of the foot. So keeping those shoulders peeled away from the ears. Feel free to stay here, or if it's accessible to you, you can drop down onto your forearms, but notice that this knee might want to splay out. Try to keep that connection. Remember to ask yourself, am I pushing myself to the point of pain? Do what feels right for you. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then if you want to, you can roll onto the outer edge of that left foot, knowing it's just going to work your hip in a much different way. Taking a deep breath in, another deep breath out. Beautiful. Rolling that foot back in, coming back up into your starting position, hands frame the left foot. Energize your back right toes, bend back into the right knee, and then step right foot up to meet the left forward fold. Do anything that feels good here. Maybe pedaling out the knees, maybe a sway side to side. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, catch that breath right all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your left leg back this time. Find the outer edge of that back left foot. Keep the bend in your right knee. Right hand inside of right foot. Take a moment, pause here. And then rooting into the feet. Inhale, lift your way up to your warrior two position. So there's about a straight line between my right heel and the inner arch of my left foot. Try to maintain that. Shoulders over top of hips. Right knee working out to the side. And when you're ready, inhale, arms reach out into your warrior two. Gaze is over the front middle finger. Feel your strength here. When you are ready, inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the leg. Take your gaze up. Exhale, bend in. Two more. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, bend in. One more. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, straighten. Legs stay where they are. Arms come out into a T as you exhale. Inhale, right arm reaches forward, right hip tucks up and under. Lots of length through your right side body though, as you gently tip forward into your triangle pose. So know that your triangle pose can be all the way up here. We still want to maintain length in the right side bodies. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then left hand comes down, come into your wide-legged forward fold on this side. Again, do anything that feels good for your arms. If you want to start to walk the hands back, you're welcome to do that as well. But just be where you are today. If you just want to kind of hang, you can hang. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. From here, walk your hands out in front of you, off of your yoga mat, coming into a wide-legged downward facing dog. This just tends to help take some of that pressure off of the lower body that we sometimes feel in downward facing dog. Really push into the hands, push into the feet. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back in. Bend back into your right knee. Come onto the ball of the left toes. And then drop the left knee down to the mat. Both hands come to the instep of the right thigh. Again, find that upward facing dog or sphinx heart here in your lizard pose. And then if you'd like to, you're welcome to drop down onto your forearms. Still maintaining a little bit of connection between the right knee and the right arm. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And if you'd like to roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, please feel free to do so. Remember, this is your practice. This is your body. You get to tend to it how it needs it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Roll the foot back if it was moved. Come back up into our starting position. Hands frame the right foot. Energize the back toes. And this time we step the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. We'll take a cleansing breath here. So take a deep breath in. Sigh it out as you exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg. Maybe this time you stack the right hip over top of the left. If you'd like to, you can bend into your right knee, allowing that right foot to come out towards the left glute. And then inhale, straightening the right leg, squaring the hips back up. As you exhale, pull your right knee up and into your right wrist. Giant step back with your left leg to come into pigeon pose. So we have a lot of options in pigeon pose, and it all depends where our hips are. So if there's a ton of space in between your right hip and the floor, your right glute and the floor, I want you to bend your back left knee in. You're gonna get the exact same benefits of the stretch, but it'll be much safer for your body. If you feel okay with the leg extended, I really want you to root into the top of that foot, maybe even have a look back to make sure it's a straight line from your hip and you're not rolling off onto one side. So the more parallel your front leg is to the front of your mat, the more intense the stretch will be. My foot is pulled pretty far into my groin because my hips are feeling pretty tight today. So do whatever feels good for you. You are welcome to stay up here, opening up through your heart and keeping your hips even. Take a nice deep breath. If it feels good to you, you can start to walk your hands out. So you can come down onto forearms like we gave that option in lizard pose. If you feel like there's more room, you can walk that out. Maybe you even make prayer hands and put your third eye on your thumbs. Or if you're ready to really surrender here, you can walk your arms straight out in front of you and let the crown of your head come down onto your mat. So do whatever feels best for your body today. Wherever you are, feel the breath moving all the way along the spine, but especially feel it moving in that right hip. So see if you can release any more tension from the glute, from the outer hip, from the low back. I usually like to check in with my low belly. If I can take really full, deep belly breaths, it usually means I'm not holding and gripping. So if you feel like you're struggling to take a full, deep belly breath, then maybe you back off just a little bit. Settle in for one more breath. And then walking your hands back in. Bring the left foot back in, so tuck the toes under. Use your core, pull that right leg up and in, and then stab it back to meet your left. Do anything that you need to that feels good right here, so you can walk your dog out. You can rock it side to side, you can find stillness. You can move that hip, making some circles, whatever feels like is good for your body right now. Then find some stillness in your down dog. Feel yourself stable. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, lift your left leg. Maybe this time you stack the left hip over the right. Maybe you bend into the left knee. And then inhale, straighten that left leg, square the hips back off. As you exhale, pull the knee up and in towards the left wrist. So know that your body is not symmetrical. So one side might feel a little bit easier, more accessible than the other side. You might want to bend your right knee in on this side. There's no right or wrong answer, and there's no judgment. So find what feels good for you as you get started. Know that that foot might be a little bit closer, a little bit further from the groin on this side. And take a moment just to settle in to your half pigeon. And then if you'd like to, feel free to slowly lower it down into whatever position feels good to you on this side. So know that just because our bodies are not symmetrical and one side might feel a little bit more open than the other, that doesn't mean we only do this pose on one side and we skip the other side. It actually means that we hold the pose twice as long on the tight side or tighter side. So that's the beauty of doing this video, is that you're welcome to pause the video at any time. This goes for any of my videos. If there's a pose you need for longer on one side, on both sides, please feel free to just hit pause and hang out and count your breaths. So kind of tapping in here to that left hip. Feel the breath as it moves. Releasing any blockages in your body or in your mind. Maybe you know what you're holding on to in your left hip. Maybe it's fear of moving forward or an old pain. Just give yourself permission to let go of whatever doesn't serve you anymore. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. And then when you're ready, bring your way back up into our starting position. Tucking your back right toes. Pushing into the hands, using the core to bring the left foot back to meet the right into your downward facing dog. Again, do whatever feels good for you. What feels good on this side might be different than what felt good on the other side. And then find some stillness. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then drop your knees down to your mat. Knees can come wide. Big toes come together to touch. Rock it back into a child's pose, extending the arms out, crown of the head towards the mat. Allow everything to soften. Your muscles, your gaze, your mind. Start to let it go. Then when you're ready, very slowly, begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time, crossing over at the ankles, rock back onto your sitting bones, and let's lower down onto our backs. Hugging the knees into the chest, give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe lift the crown of the head, allowing yourself to come up into a little cocoon, and then lowering on down. Taking your peace fingers and grabbing onto your big toes, pulling your knees in towards your armpits, soles of your feet towards the sky. Tailbone is reaching down towards the front of your mat, coming into a happy baby. Feel free to rock side to side. And then coming to center. One more deep breath in and out. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch. Allow the feet to float down into reclined butterfly pose. Maybe you take one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the heart. Close your eyes. Feel the rise and the fall of your breath. Feel the soft beating of your heart. Feel a slight smile across your face. Notice the space you've created in your body. Feel free to stay here for the remainder of our relaxation. Or you can extend arms long and legs long to come into your Shavasana. Allowing yourself just to be. Allowing your mind to be. Allowing your body to be. Allowing your emotions to be. Sometimes it's not at all about releasing something. Sometimes it's just about allowing it to be. Sometimes it's about getting uncomfortable with discomfort. Getting comfortable with discomfort. Sometimes it's about noticing we feel a certain way and not necessarily doing anything to change it, but finding ways to breathe through it. This is our practice in Shavasana. So see if you can let yourself just allow whatever comes up or whatever is here to just be. Be what it is and be as it is. Begin to wiggle in fingers and toes. Begin to deepen your breath. When you're ready, allow this movement to become bigger and eventually turn it into a gentle stretch, anything that feels good for you. And then pulling knees in towards the chest, gently roll off onto one side. In the fetal position where we begin again. Allow your heart a moment to catch up. Leaving anything behind on your mat that you'd like to as you gently lift your way up into a seated position. We'll take one last deep breath in together, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart, thumbs against the sternum, slight tuck of the chin. Take a moment here to close your eyes. Honoring yourself for taking time today for yourself and for your practice. It is your responsibility and your honor to tend to the needs of your body. Thank you for listening to it. Sunshine warms us from the outside in, but soulshine warms us from the inside out. Thank you so much for sharing your light today. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, yogis.